One. Hey, everybody, you are watching and listening to the We Are Rizin podcast. This is your host, Andrew Benjamin. I'm joined by a very special guest today. With us, we have Igor Tanabe, Fat Ninja, who will be taking on Daichi Abe at Super Rizin 2, July 30th. Show will hopefully be on Fight TV internationally. And Igor, thank you so much for your time, man. I'm finally happy to get
Thank
the
you,
time to
man.
talk to you.
Yeah, thank you for your time, man. Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here talking to you.
So the question I've been dying to ask you, and I gotta know the answer. Fat Ninja nickname. How does that nickname earned for you? How'd you get that
So
nickname?
it's like it wasn't hard. Like I put a video one time doing like burning bolos in the gi. And since I'm heavyweight, it's kind of like it's not like the usual, right? To see heavyweights doing burning bolos. So I just put like doing burning bolos like a fat ninja.
Mm.
And then
Uh,
it just stick.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I just like after I say that, everybody liked. I also like, and then it just like stayed.
Gotcha. Okay, because I was gonna say, because I seen you in person, you don't seem too fat, or you're at least not as fat
Uh,
as I would expect a fat ninja to be.
oh, but I'm fat, man. I like.
Would you
I'm
like
not supposed
walk?
to.
What do you
I'm
walk
not
around
supposed to
at?
be fat.
What do you walk around
Like,
at?
like depends, Like when I don't have fight. For example, like I was without fighting for like 5 months. So I kind of end up losing motivation, and then my weights go like all the way to 105 kilos, 6 kilos.
Sorry, I'm doing the conversion right now, the American
In pounds, it
conversion.
should be like 230 something.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Because I know let's see, when you did the thing when you took on Jacob Couch at Unrivaled, you had to lose like a bunch of weight, right? So it was like
Yeah,
you had about 30 pounds, I think. Was it 30 pounds or
I
25
lost like
pounds?
no, I lost like 20 pounds, 20 something, like 22, 3 in 1 week, That was kind of crazy.
Gotcha. Well, I
Yeah.
also for people that may not be familiar with you, that you were born in Brazil or were you born in Japan?
I was born in Brazil.
Okay, so how did
Yeah.
you how did you go from Brazil to living in Japan?
So my mom's side actually is Japanese.
Hmm.
So they're
Oh,
basically Japanese. They Japanese born in Brazil. So they're
got
Brazilian, but it's totally Japanese blood.
gotcha. Did you grow up in
And like
Hamamatsu with the rest of the Japanese
no,
people?
no, no, no. I grew up in a place called Mie.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're
It's
about
a
to say
kind of
something.
how it's kind of Hamamatsu too. It's like a lot of Brazilians, a lot of like a lot of factories.
Gotcha.
So like my parents basically came to Japan to like make money.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I think a lot of people might be surprised. Well, obviously you speak Portuguese, you speak Japanese, did you also speak English? Where did you learn English?
yeah. Like it's not a cool thing to say like to the kids, but when I was in the school, I just studied English.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the only subject I used to do was English.
Oh, okay.
And
Got.
like to be honest, like you can speak, with the English you learn at school, but you can learn some like, words.
Mm-hmm.
And
Gotcha.
then I always like I always watch some English stuff, like fighting either movies. I always like the language.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to I with the English I learned at the school, I went to US couple times, for jiu-jitsu fights. And then I
Mm-hmm.
started using it a lot, trying to like figure out myself what I wanted to say. And I really learned English when I lived in US. And I think I stayed there for like 9 months total.
Okay. I
And
gotcha.
I used to live with an American guy, a friend of mine. And then
Oh,
that's when I learned a lot. Yeah, they learned a lot. Yeah.
okay. And actually, yeah, that's you. That is your main. Well, how you started in this whole thing was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I forgot. Who did you get your black belt under?
Eduardo Teles
Okay, yes. Tell
and
us.
Walter Franco, which is my father-in-law.
Hmm. So yeah, what attracted you to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? How did you get into it?
Man, I got into it because my mom like I wanted to do like karate at first, but my mom heard for someone like that jiu-jitsu was good for losing weight, and she wanted to lose weight. So my dad say like if you wanna do something, go do jiu-jitsu with your mom because she wanna lose weight. I said okay, I will do it.
Mm-hmm. And so and when did you get you got your black belt? I'm trying to remember. I was reading up on you about was it six? No, hold on, not
2020.
2020. Okay, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Um and so yeah, have you please correct me if I'm wrong. Have you competed in ADCC yet, or have you done ADCC trials by any chance?
No, no, never, never.
I
Like
I
I can't do it because I mean I can do it, but I would have to go to Brazil, you know,
I was gonna
because
say
I'm
what was
Brazilian.
yeah, because I know Kenta Iwamoto. I think he didn't he do it in he had to do it in the
Yeah,
US, I think, right? Then he did
no,
the
he did. Yeah, the trail he did it. The trial he did in Singapore.
oh yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
Trials.
and then like the actual event was in US. But you know, for me to get to the trial, I have to fight in Brazil since I'm Brazilian. You know.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
and I didn't get to do it yet. You know, never. I don't know. Maybe one time. Maybe like in the future. But yeah, not now.
But if in case if anybody wants to look up your stuff, you've done a lot of competitions at IBJJ under IBJJF rules.
Yeah, I did.
Mostly gi, mostly gi. Do you prefer gi or no gi when you compete?
Man, I like to do both, but like recently I'm preferring like nogi because like I feel like nogi the fights like flow better, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't like say too much because I'm the one that like to stall people in the gi, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but
Uh,
yeah, but I like both, man. I like but you know, I like better like super fights than tournaments. That's yeah.
I got you.
Any of them, yeah.
I know you did some super fights for Quintet, I believe, right? Was it
I did I
Radon?
didn't
Did
quit.
you
Yeah,
was
I
it
fought
Hassan Rita?
Heisam Rita. Yes, I
Yeah.
did. I also fought like Polaris. You know, it's a
Yes.
European
Yeah.
event. Yeah,
who's like your big and also I forgot if anybody wants to watch it on Fight, they can watch your match against Jacob Couch on Rival 2
oh
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Which was a very good match, by the way. That was a fantastic win, by the way. That was a rear naked choke
Thank
that
you.
you got him with, right?
Yeah.
Um, well, right now, like who before we go into your MMA match, who's the one opponent you want to face in jiu-jitsu? Who's like the one like before you quit the sport or ever retire, who would you want to take on?
Man, I don't know. I don't have like kind of those things. You know, I just want to fight whoever. I don't choose fight. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
like to fight the best. So the best in my division right now is Giancarlo Bodoni, you know, the one who won ADCC champion. So maybe him if I have to choose one person, you know.
Gotcha. Oh, Bodoni's very
But
good. Bodoni's very
yeah,
good.
he's very good. Yeah, so I don't have those things like I want to fight someone. You know, I just like to fight. You know, I don't choose. I never chose. You know.
Yeah, gotcha. So yeah, let's talk
Uh,
about your match against Daichi Abe. This will be your third MMA
yes,
match coming
yes.
up first in Rizin. So what do you know anything about him? Have you ever seen him fight before?
I mean, man, like I don't know if you know, but we were training like I think 1 week before the fight. This before the fight confirms. You know.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like yeah, we just because man in Japan there's a lot of like heavy guys, you know. So
Yeah.
we kind of need to help each other, you know, to achieve, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But and then
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I didn't think that we would fight because I was gonna do middle and he's welterweight, right?
Yeah.
But you know, he's a yeah, like I trained with him and I knew that he was very good even before that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He has a good striking, he has a like strong hips, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh,
It's like it's not everybody that goes to UFC, you know, go to one championship and still like 32 years old, you know. Usually those
mm-hmm.
guys are like almost 40, you know. So he's very good and like I'm honored, you know, to fight him.
I mean, so I guess if there was a when it comes to like he's interesting because he has defeated somebody who I thought was going to beat him. That's Yoshio De Souza, who's
Yeah, yeah,
another
yeah.
great jiu-jitsu player, but he was able to nullify his jiu-jitsu. Um, and I'm just curious. I mean, I'm curious to know, are you worried or at all going to this fight? Because it's MMA, it's not jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
go for a
yeah.
heel hook, you can still get kicked in the face. Especially because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
rising
that's
rules.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
how do you feel that you can go into a fight like this against a guy like as good as Abe just depending on jiu-jitsu, or do you have
Oh,
to
no at
go in
all.
there?
No at all. No at all, man. Like that's why I'm doing like I'm doing like striking every day. I have a striking coach, which is really good. We doing pads every day,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and like I feel like my improvement on striking for that fight was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think just jiu-jitsu would be fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you first got into MMA, when your first fight in heat, number of years ago, were you nervous? What did you did you get nervous because of the different
Yeah, yeah,
atmosphere?
a lot. Very nervous, man, because as I say to everybody, like jiu-jitsu, you can get punched in the face. So you might hurt like moving, but like about like getting choked or getting submitted, it's all about you. If you tap fast, you're not get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
like MMA is not like that. You can get punched in the face and still getting punched until the referee stops.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you don't know, like you can leave, like we can lose your how can I say, like your like I mean, like you can like get hurt bad.
Yeah,
That's the
I totally
difference.
get.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it can like hurt your face. Get like, oh, blue in your dirt, like purple face.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and are you training for given Abe's experience and all that? Are you training for? You said you're training on striking, but you're doing anything differently as well, just in preparation for this fight, or other is it kind of just just more striking oriented that you're trying to go into this fight with?
Yeah, I'm training just, yeah, like, I mean, the striking I'm doing is not just for this fight. It's for my MMA career. Like, if you
Hmm.
look at the top, all the jiu-jitsu fighters, world champions that started at it, like, they not surviving just with jiu-jitsu. Like Gilbert Burns. You look at him; he's a striker right now. So thinking of that and look at those guys, I feel like just jiu-jitsu, it's hard in the top level.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm
Um.
just doing striking, improving whatever I have to improve. Listening my coaches.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, so I mean, that's interesting that you bring up jujitsu and be like having to adapt other aspects to the game because I know you brought up Gilbert Burns like you said, but then I think of people like Satoshi Souza
Yeah,
and Kleber, ironically both from Banzai, who are both maybe two of the best jujitsu guys to go to MMA,
yeah.
and uh they don't really Satoshi a bit more, but Kleber doesn't really seem to be that much of a striker. He still focuses on his jiu-jitsu and grappling.
Man, like like it seems like it, but like a lot of people, like especially my striking coach, also say like Clever's striking is unique, but
Mm-hmm.
it's very good and it's very hard to opponent to read the movements.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
like they also doing a lot of striking too. I see on I see on the Instagram. I talk to them. It's not like jiu-jitsu. Like, even though you're not gonna use it, it's good to know, like, it's good to be secure on that position, on the situation. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be in the situation in the fight that, like, I say, oh man, I have to go down. Like, that guy gonna murder me. No, I want to be I want to be relaxed, and
Mm-hmm.
like know what I'm doing. If he goes, and that's the time I go. Not like I have to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so with you said that are you focusing on MMA? Is this a path you definitely want to go down? Is like becoming like doing more fights, going to UFC or anything like that? Is that something you definitely are have a goal to do?
Yeah, like I don't say that I want to go to UFC, but I want to be the best, you know, like. But at the same time, I want to look what's the best for me and my family, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like like when about like like not financial side, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that's why that's kind of way the reason I came to MMA, you know, like because of the financial. I came in during I decided to do MMA during the COVID when the jiu-jitsu scene wasn't really moving here in Japan. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
travel outside, so and my wife got pregnant, and she was so like very worried, you know, about like money, financial. So I had to do MMA, you know.
I
That's when
see.
I
I
decided
see.
to do it, and I feel like MMA can bring me to a level that I really like. I'm gonna be able to provide to my family a very good life. You know, that's what I want. So it all depends of that. You know, I want to be the best. I know that if I'm doing still working like I'm working, everything's gonna be fine. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and doing everything like step by step. You know.
Hmm. The one thing that only sucks about wanting to make it MMA, or like even starting out in MMA in Japan, your weight class is virtually kind of dead.
Yeah, man.
There's you're facing either people that are like light heavyweights, like you kind of did
Yeah,
Melvin Manhoef, or
yeah,
you're
yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
facing people that are lightweights that have to go up to you. It's very hard to find people that are like, I mean, even like you said, Daichi Abe, he's a welterweight, but now he's coming up to your thing. Is that also difficult as well? Just trying to find, like, you win this fight, you may not even know if you'll fight for another year or so because you just don't know who can be brought in to fight you.
Yeah, like yeah, I know that, and also I have in mind trying to fight in a welterweight. You know, that's one
Oh,
of my goals. You know, yeah,
you want okay? Is that what I mean? Have you tried that weight cuts? Is that because that sounds like that could be a serious
uh,
weight cut for you?
yeah. Like I never tried. You know, like I was gonna try for this time to make welterweight, but we decided to go middleweight first. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe in the next fight go a catchweight like 80 kilos. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Gotcha.
then
Yeah.
end up doing 77
Gotcha.
because like it's not about just like not having a, but I feel like weight class would be better for me.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again? I couldn't hear you.
Like I feel like this weight class would be better for me, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we have to try, you know. You have to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so will you win this fight? Do you have are you like on a 2 fight contract, fight contract, Verizon? Is there anything that you can talk about like that? Like if there's
Uh,
possibility of a future fight
I
already?
I think I think I have like I'm gonna sing Rising for like now, you know. But I think that it's fight by fight. I think.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
What about grappling? Have you been having any talks of any potential grappling fights coming up?
No, man. Like since I'm really focused on MMA and I want to do like at least two more fights this year if I can, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have any fight this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm focused on that, and I want to do just MMA this year.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Maybe next
Uh
year, like because Rising always has a break, and think they restart just in April, you know.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Um
if I got any chance to fight February, something like that, I would do it.
mhm. Uh, and so just I'm curious enough for people that like I'm sure they want to know like what do you do when you're not training jujitsu, you're not training for a fight. What do you like to do in your off time?
Man, I like to go out with my family, you know. I like to stay with them. I also like to eat, you know. Like I like to hang out with my friends, with people I love, you know. That's what I love the most.
Hmm.
Also playing, I like to play games too a lot.
Video games?
Yeah, video games.
What are you playing right now?
FIFA.
Oh, FIFA. Oh, okay. I don't like. I have a PS5 and PS4. I don't play soccer games or anything like that.
Man, it's not about like if I like it or
Sorry,
not, but
football.
it's the only thing I can play.
Okay. Yeah.
I,
You don't play any of the MMA games or UFC games or anything like that?
UFC, yes, I do yes UFC, but I'm sucks. I also try Modern Warfare like COD.
Yes, yes, yes.
but I'm even worse, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So soccer is the one that I play so that's the only one I do.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Actually, here I'm curious to know this as well. When you're getting coached, how do you prefer to? Which language do you prefer to be coached in? Portuguese, English, Japanese? Like what? Like how do you go about that?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't like anyone, any of them works. I think Portuguese or Japanese, I would understand better. You know.
Okay. Because if you are facing somebody like Daichi Abe, I don't know, likelihood that he doesn't know English. Would you then, I don't know, would it be a strategy to then get somebody who speaks English in your corner so that I don't know. I've always wondered about like if fighters actually like do like if you knew like if you're facing somebody who's Portuguese like let's see like you when you fought Melvin Manhoef, obviously you wouldn't
Yeah,
have somebody who speaks
yeah,
English in your corner because he can understand
yeah,
English and all that.
yeah. But
Um.
yeah, that actually would be a strategy. But this time it's gonna be all Japanese in my side.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Um. What is your favorite jiu-jitsu finishing move? Like, what is your go-to move?
man, I I like triangles. I like foot logs, but I think recently I'm finishing most of my fights like with arm bars. That's a lot. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of arm bars. Yeah.
There's a great video on your Instagram, and I highly recommend people subscribe to your Instagram. That you did a helicopter armbar during a no gi competition. I can't remember I think it was IBJJF. But do you know which one I'm talking about by any chance?
Uh,
It was a helicopter armbar that you did. It was picture perfect. It was so beautiful.
wasn't it from the top?
Yeah, the guy. Yeah, you lifted the. I believe you lifted the guy on top, and then you got him to the arm bar. It was like picture perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I have ones that I do from the top. I have also ones that I do from the bottom.
What do you think about
But
this whole? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh yeah, you can. No, no, it's okay.
Oh, I was gonna just say, like, what do you think of the trend now that the move that everybody's trying to do is the buggy choke? What do you think of the
Oh
buggy choke trend that's
yeah,
going through?
I, I'm trying to do it, but it's hard, man. Like I like it too. You know, I feel like it's a good technique because you know in jiu-jitsu everybody thinks too much about passing the guard. You know.
Oh yeah,
And
and it's funny because people are trying to bring it to MMA now. I've seen it actually done in a few MMA matches as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Like I think it's cool, man. I think it's
Uh,
very cool. I want to do it too.
well, I wish I could do it too, but unfortunately, I am not flexible to do anything of that sort. Um, and actually, so yeah, before I let you go, Igor, I just wanted to give you the opportunity if you got any sponsors you want to plug, social media. I think I saw that you have a shirt now as well that people can buy, so you can plug that as well. You can
Oh,
go ahead and plug all that
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors. You know, like they all with me, like Tatami Firewear. You know, and yeah, like about the t-shirts, it's already like you know what, so it's not sold out. I just stopped taking the orders. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but yeah, maybe soon I will posting so you guys can be checking my my SNS, which is the Instagram is Fat Ninja BJJ, also Twitter Fat Ninja BJJ. And I have Facebook too, which is Igor Tanabe.
Mm-hmm. Uh, and if you have any last comment about your fight again, if you want to say any comments, final comments on Abe sent you can also floor is yours as well.
So it's not about like who is my opponent, but my goal is always to finish the fight in the first round, submitting. So I think that fight is gonna be the same, So you guys can expect a first round submission,
Mm-hmm.
and expect to me to be one of like to be on the top, the top level, not top level, but in the top of the rising athletes soon.
Mm-hmm. And is that a submission buggy choke submission that we're
Uh,
predicting?
yeah, maybe, I never choose a submission. I don't have a goal, I just take whatever is be my friend.
You should do what the thing that Gordon Ryan does when he'll write down how he'll submit the person, and then when you're doing the post fight press conference, you should have one of your quartermen bring it out and open it up.
Maybe,
You should steal that gimmick.
yeah, maybe not for this fight, right?
Yeah, no, because the Abe's a little bit. Abe's gonna be tough. He's gonna be
Yeah,
a tough guy
yeah,
for that.
yeah.
And yeah, so you can watch Super Rizin 2, likely on Fight TV. Igor Tanabe taking on Daichi Abe, and that'll be July 30th. And again, Igor, thank you so much. Finally, happy to get to talk to you for this big fight coming up. It's going to be exciting, and yeah, man, definitely hoping that we can definitely talk again in the future.
Yes, of course. Thanks so much for you. It's a pleasure to be here talking to you, man.
Yeah, obrigado.
Thank you, man.